Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Module 5. We're clicking right along, and I'm excited to see the work that you guys have submitted. Very good quality stuff. I'm getting a lot of emails with folks asking questions. Please continue to do that. I enjoy the engagement, and if you have questions, I want to be able to answer them. You're spending a lot of time and money on your education. It is your education. So you are entitled to ask, and I don't like to use the word entitled, but certainly feel free to ask questions. That's what I'm here for. I try and be open and transparent in my thought processes, particularly when it comes to grading. So don't hesitate if you have concerns or questions to reach out and ask. I'm not saying we'll always make a change, but I am saying that I am willing to visit with you about why I scored something that I did. I do want to take a quick moment and explain something. When you see the rubric, you'll see the various categories: exemplary, proficient, needs improvement, and on down. I'm only able to select that category. The behind-the-scenes algorithm assigns those points. I don't know the process by which that's determined when I select proficient, that you get 3.5 or whatever. It's a behind-the-scenes thing for which I have no control. And the only change we can make to a score is the late penalty deduction. So if I think that you got a 3.5 because I selected proficient, but you really should have a 3.8, I can't control that. So each class I get questions about, well, my score should have been higher. I don't really have control other than a very broad perspective to put you in that category. And then, of course, we're using the information in the rubric to make that determination. So please bear with me as you get your grades. But if you have questions, ask. I want to communicate that with you. But that is an aside. Module 5, we're going to talk about risk. We've kind of been discussing risk, particularly with the first milestone assignment as you look at compensation and exempt versus non-exempt. And we're going to continue that just a little bit this week, because as you can see on the screen, and I'm running short on time this week trying to get some stuff done. We're right in the middle of our end of year things. So I did not get a PowerPoint put together like I normally do for our module introduction. I appreciate your understanding on that. You can see the overview. We're talking about risk, particularly as it pertains to OSHA and workplace safety. Now, obviously, industrial manufacturing type environments are going to have a lot of concerns related to safety, but every industry does. Healthcare, manufacturing, creative arts, those are, there are all policies, and OSHA, OSHA is the act, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration Act. It's also the organization. So OSHA, the agency, administers OSHA, the act. And there's a lot of resources. Go out and poke around their website sometime. It's really kind of interesting, but there's a lot of good resources. Also, OSHA is one of those agencies that if you have questions, you can reach out to them. They are not looking for punitive opportunities, meaning if you call and say, hey, I'm concerned about electrical safety or ladder safety, do you have some resources? They will help you with that and not show up the next week to make sure you're implementing what they told you. But their website does have a lot of information, a lot of resources that you can use. So we're talking about that. There's reading and videos, and I'm not going to try and switch the screen just simply because sometimes that's doesn't work well when I'm trying to do the video. But pay attention to the readings. There's a couple articles, a chapter. One resource that I did note, and I'm not sure why they didn't put that in there sooner, but it's an article on how to write a memo with templates and examples. So please take a second look at that. You might find it of use. Deliverables this week, you've got a quiz. You guys will knock that out. Excellent scores, and generally you can take it more than once, I believe. So if you go through and you bomb it, study a little bit, retake the quiz, you'll do great. But overall, I see really good scores there. The other thing is Project 1 is due this week. Now, here's the good part. You just did probably 60 to 70% of that assignment. For example, one of the things is the FLSA worksheet. You've already done that. Now, if you've seen feedback in the Milestone 1 project that you selected something wrong, revisit it, but resubmit. The memo, please take the feedback that you were given, revise your memo, resubmit it. It won't take long. You're not recreating the wheel. You will, however, have an additional memo to your manager in which you talk about the risk and some of those things. I'll tell you, if you have some duplication between what you have in your investigation memo and what you have in your manager memo, I'm not going to get too hung up on that. Now, I don't want to see two completely the same memos and you've titled one investigation and one manager. That's not going to work because they're two different intents. But if there's some carryover between the two, that's okay. But it shouldn't be more than about 20-30% at the very most. Much beyond that, we're looking at going, okay, you're trying to skate out of the intent of the assignment, and I don't want to see that. So, but if you have questions, reach out. I think you'll all do really great. This is kind of a very applicable thing. You're going to get a lot of compensation questions as an HR professional, particularly if you're a generalist. You'll have employees coming in, my check's not right, I forgot to get my shift differential, and sometimes they're right. Sometimes we make mistakes, and you can fix it. Other times you have to go, no, your holiday pay, you forgot to work the day after, and our policy is. So you have to explain it to the employee, and they may be upset, or they may go, oh, okay, and drive on. But compensation issues are pretty frequent. Hopefully you're not involving the Department of Labor often, but in this particular case, it seems that we are. So go forward with what you got. If you have questions, ask. We're also going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, so please take some time to spend time relaxing, be with family, whatever traditions or practices that you observe. Please take some time to enjoy that. However, the college has not given us a break, so regular assignment deadlines will apply. So please keep that in mind as you're working through your planning for the week. Otherwise, everybody have a great week, and I will see you in the classroom. Thanks.